What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling. Wrestling is good.
Why do you do that?
Oh.
Why not?
It's fake.
Wrestling's not fake!
Oh, here I am. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Sorry, I am so unprepared. I didn't fix my hair or anything. Anyway, hopefully everybody's having a good week so far. Today's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, end of the week. For those of you who's got to work the weekend, hats off to you. And appreciate your service if you're having to work this weekend. Anyway, before I get started too much here, let me do my usual spiel here, or the sales pitch that's on everybody's contract. We gotta say this. Please leave a comment, like the video, and be a sport and hit that subscribe button and share with friends. Anyway, that's out of the way. Let's kick this live stream started. I am Ronald Ray, your boy with a cornbread accent. What's up, Joe King? How's everybody doing over there? Hey, it's Super Bowl weekend too. Who's everybody got for the Super Bowl? 49ers? Chiefs? Don't really care. Not to say names or anybody, or say names or anything, but I'm pretty sure that some people don't care. But anyway, let's kick things off. Unfortunately, got some sad news to report this week. Wasn't a wrestler, but he had some time in wrestling, sort of. Country music star Toby Keith, he passed away this past week of stomach cancer. Not a big country music fan, but a few of the songs I did hear from him, it was entertaining. As far as I know, please correct me if I'm wrong, he never was preachy. He had a patriotic song. He had the one song, crap. Both hands turned. Anyway, American something, American Life, or whatever. Basically making jokes about, somebody spilling a cup of coffee and making $1 million. Things of that sort, and that kind of thing was going on at the time. Anyway, his wrestling ties, of course, I guess he was friends with Jeff Jarrett. He was on the debut episode of TNA when it was a pay-per-view on Wednesdays. He was on there. He was on the debut show. He performed his song. What was that song? Courtesy of the USA. He did that song, got bumped by Jeff Jarrett. He got mad. There was like a roll, or they call it like a roll, run of the gauntlet. Basically a Royal Rumble, but the last two guys that was in the match actually wrestled each other, and that was for the NWA World Title. Toby Keith wound up getting into that match and gave Jeff Jarrett suplex, eliminated Jeff Jarrett. He also, I believe, hosted Raw at one time. Yeah, didn't he play like in college or something like that? I don't know if he ever made pro. Did he make pro or something, anything like that? But plus this is a wrestling show, not a football show. I got the football stuff out of the way. Done. Just kidding. But yeah, I think he hosted Raw one time. there was a rumor of him and Jeff Jarrett starting another wrestling promotion after he was kind of let go or left TNA. I think that was wound up being Global Force Wrestling. Like I said, must have been talks. Not sure if it really expanded beyond talk. Um, and I don't think Jeff Jarrett was probably a good place at that time. I think he's admitted that he had his his problems. I believe it was alcohol abuse. Okay, so he did make pro. I know he was a big old dude. Um, I know when I seen. I mean, I knew he was a tall guy. Kind of. I mean, he wasn't like a built up muscle head or anything like that, but he was a big old dude. uh, Trying to look it up right now. Let's see. Da 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 da. Basically had a lot of friends in the music industry and sports industry and stuff like that. Let's see, education. Yes, actually he did. Uh, let's see. He played junior high and high school football. Played defensive end. Fell back in 1982 when the oil industry was uh, basically the oil states went dry. He fell back into football training, played defensive end to semi-pro Oklahoma football drillers, continuing to perform with his band, so he's shooting for that music career as well. They were an unofficial farm team of the USFL's Oklahoma Outlaws. Uh, he tried out for that team but didn't make it. Uh, but yeah, I think most of his football was semi-pro, junior high, high school, semi-pro. But it didn't quite make, according to his Wikipedia page, but it's Wikipedia. But I think he said in '84 he kind of went back and uh, focused on music, and good for him. Like I said, I'm not a big country music fan. Um, but I know who he was. He was a star. Um, and the few songs I excuse me did hear from him were quite entertaining. So like How Do You Like Me Now, Beer for My Horses, I thought was funny. Uh, I think there was, I'm not sure if it was on any of his albums or anything like that. I know in the Napster days you can download. I think it was Toby Keith and Willie Nelson, but he had a song called "Never Smoke Weed with Willie Again," and quite entertaining. So yes, rest in peace, Toby Keith. Now let's get into the wrestling portion of the stuff. There's two big subjects I want to tackle. So the next couple things, I'm no disrespect to these stories, but going to spend a little bit of time on them. One first thing being is Scott D'Amore. He's been fired, released, let go. Uh, the longer his mullet, the better his songs. Um, yeah, I don't know about that part, but didn't keep up with Toby Keith's hairstyles at that time. Just like I said, he had a couple pretty entertaining songs. Um, but yeah, of course, there's that whole this little the little war between him and Dixie Chicks, which I did watch a video on that. Uh, Basically, they had a little argument. You know, uh, that annoying nasally voiced Dixie Chick lead singer. Uh, she kind of didn't like "Courtesy of the USA" song. It's like anybody could have wrote that, but he said, "Oh, but I wrote it." And I remember when that stuff was going on. I was like, "Isn't like the Dixie Chicks not like that the King Crimson of country music or anything? They didn't have uh yeah they did like entertaining. Yeah, that's a better term for it. He did mostly this entertaining anthem songs. Nothing wrong with that. It paid the bills. I think I read his net worth was 4 or 5 okay, excuse me, 4 or 500 million dollars. Um, so those anthem songs, and I think he owned a few restaurants. Dabbled in the movies. If it's not like an Oscar-winning movie, there was a movie called "Beer for My Horses" that had Toby Keith, Ronnie Carrington, Ted Nugent was in it. A few other people. I can't think of the other guy's name, but another guy who's been in a bunch of things. He was in it. Entertaining movie. I mean, like I said, it's a low budget, entertaining little movie. Um, like I said, it's not going to be an Oscar winner. You know, if you love that artsy stuff, you know, that's not the movie for you. If you just want to lay back, kick back, brainless, little low budget, kind of just entertaining little movie. Uh, if you can find it somewhere, Beer for My Horses. Like I said, Toby Keith wasn't going to win no Best Oscar award. Um, but anyway, yes, let's get back to the wrestling stuff. Scott D'Amore, he has been let go, fired, whatever, by TNA Wrestling. I particularly do not understand this. I have not watched TNA in forever. I think to, towards I watched a little bit of the Brother Nero, Broken Matt Hardy, storyline, um, the cinematic matches. Then I kind of got away from it a little bit, watched some more, and I think they were kind of like really uh, being dependent on those cinematic matches and cinematic this, and it just kind of I was like, I'm good. But apparently, the last couple of years they've been doing really good. Uh, being people kind of digging their stuff. They had Naomi for a while, for what, year and a half, 2 years maybe. Um, roughly a year, I guess. Now they got Nick Nemeth, who was Dolph Ziggler. They still have Moose there, um, and a few others. I might make it a point to check out TNA this weekend. I think I did have it DVR'd. Like I said, going to check it out because it will be. I know they still did a TV taping format, tape 4 or 5 shows at a time, then uh, bring them out. So they'll be definitely the end of the Scott D'Amore era. But anyway, he's been quickly replaced by a guy named Anthony Cicine, or Cicone. I don't know. Um, but yeah, he's a new president of TNA Wrestling. I think, I guess they felt he's a better face to be to work out those production, distribution, marketing, viewership, customer acquisitions, digital revenue streams, sell as spot. Somebody kind of figurehead of that. Scott D'Amore is more of a wrestling guy, of course. But hey, you know, when TNA started doing good, it was the wrestling guy who got him good. It got him, went from from TNA to Impact, now TNA again. So, like I said, I don't know if it's just that whole name switch was a copyright deal or anything like that, but I guess when it improved, he was a president. So why would you terminate him or fire him or let him go or whatever? But if if he's as good as they say he is, I don't think he's going to be looking for a job for long. Uh, and if he's got a good wrestling mind, hey, Tony Khan, give this guy a call. Uh, I think I don't want to say he's my age, around my age, but I mean, I think he kind of broke in the same time or helped break in Christian and Edge, I believe. Let's see, what kind of let's see. So yeah, he has trained a few people. Uh, Rhino, P.D. Williams, Eric Young, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Taylor Wilde, uh, D'Angelo Williams, Bobby Roode. He trained. So okay, but I think he pretty much broke in, I guess, the same time that Edge and Christian did, and helped break in Rhino. So definitely, definitely, you know, somebody who trained well, and if he's got a good mind for it and everything, hey, give him a shot. Give him a shot for somebody else with deeper pockets. Could use another creative person in their stable, namely Triple H in the WWE. So, and like I said, I watched this past Dynamite. My recap of this week's Dynamite is already up. I'll let y'all check that out. And I didn't really bash it too well. It's just some of the things, just again, just don't get me wrong. All the stuff they do in matches, it looks great. It looks awesome. Looks like I'm playing WWE 2K whatever. Sorry, I haven't played AEW uh, Fight for Freedom, whatever it's called, Fight Forever. I heard that game kind of sucks. So. Heard from a few people now, the game sucks. So haven't really picked that one up. Maybe one day I'll borrow it and tell y'all, hey, I played it. Guess what? It sucks. Or hey, I played it. Guess what? Not too bad. Not too shabby. Um, but anyway, yes, that's enough TNA talk. And speaking of AEW, hey, I didn't even really mean to do a leeway, and I did a leeway. Last night on Impact. Last night on AEW Dynamite, uh, Tony Khan made a big announcement, and we're going big business at the TD Arena or TD Gardens in Boston, Massachusetts. Uh, Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't there a certain boss, a artist formerly known as Sasha Banks, from uh, Boston, Massachusetts? So take it as you will. This could be a like a official, unofficial announcement that yes, Mercedes Monet is all elite. She will be in AEW. Um, yeah. I is she over? Does she has a fan base? Yes. Am I one of them? No. Um, I just thought Charlotte was better. Out of the four, Charlotte was better. Um, and I mean, actually, AEW's got a woman right now. Uh, Red Velvet. Looked like they was kind of giving her a push. Pretty athletic. Uh, not too sloppy or anything like that, but could use a little more seasoning. Um, or a little more training. Somebody better, but looked like she was Red Velvet was getting a push at AEW in the beginning. Then she ran the Jade Cargill, was part of that bunch, and then that bunch broke up, and she's kind of been glorified enhancement talent. But yes, all signs point out that what's the date on that again? March. It's 5 weeks away, so that will be March 13th. Yes, March 13th, because March 6th, AEW be in Duluth, Georgia at the Guest South District Arena. And I got to check out tickets for that and get some tickets. Because, like I said, AEW, pretty good live show. I even say this in my AEW Dynamite recap, which check it out after this, of course. If you're watching this, check that out after this. Um, looks great when you go to it live. It's a pretty cool experience, I think. Watching on TV, different animal. Um, and I kind of give somewhat a reason why, but yeah, that's the AEW talk of the town. Oh, of course, you know, if you did watch AEW last night, congratulations to Sting and Darby Allin. They are your new AEW World Tag Team Champions. And come Revolution, they'll looks like they're facing the Young Bucks or I don't know, they still be calling the Young Bucks Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, the EVPs. I think that's what I don't know. They still kept calling the Young Bucks, so we'll go with that. So that's enough AEW. Let's go ahead. One of the big topics going to talk about today or this evening is, of course, what everybody's talking about. That right there. That right there. Your main event for. Uh-oh. Wrong button. Okay, I better leave things alone. Excuse me. Editing after I'm editing. What the heck? There we go. That's what we're looking for. Here, I want to shrink myself up because who in the hell wants to look at me anyway? Anyway, yes. After a little fumbling there, the big conversation everybody's having out is this right here. Looks like it is going to be your WrestleMania main event, night 2 at least. It's going to be The Rock going against Roman Reigns. And you know what? They've been talking about this, hyping about this, uh, doing little teasers. Last what, 2, 3, maybe 4 years, trying to get this match made. So now, looks like it is finally happening. I did watch SmackDown last Friday, and I meant to do a video on that. Sorry, I didn't. Uh, but yes, when The Rock came out after Cody cut his promo, he got a big pop. But of course, the internet happens. Um, People are upset by this. The hashtag WeWantCody started trending. All sounds pretty good. All sounds like, you know, they were counting on this, maybe. Maybe. Like I said, The Rock did get a big ovation that Friday night. But come Monday, it was Rocky sucks, we want Cody. So, here's my hot take on this. Don't make the mistakes you made before. Keep this match. Keep it. Go with it. Don't change a thing because fans might be a little hostile or uh, what's the whole thing? Um, Holding it, the audience holding the show hostage or whatever. The old Raw deal. Excuse me here. But just go with it. Why? Because right now, Cody Rhodes is the biggest babyface right now since Daniel Bryan. I'm sorry, not Sammy, not Kevin, not whoever. Cody Rhodes right now is the biggest babyface Since that guy right there, Daniel Bryan. They screwed up. They changed the whole plans because the fans just wanted it, which is great. It's cool. But I'm a kind of guy to let. That's okay, Karen. It's okay to be late. I was a little late too. But anyway, back to the subject at hand. Uh, well, nothing wrong with that. It's just sometimes let it cook, let it sizzle. Um, uh, yeah, the whole wrestling world loved Daniel Bryan, but uh, the first person, and yes, this is the at this time he was like the first true blue babyface that naturally just got over organically, got over with the crowd. I mean, which I think him going from the Indies, going on up, then to WWE, got fired, came back, whatever. Uh, that kind of and people watching him work. Dude was still is a hell of a worker, a hell of a wrestler. Um, still, you know, enjoy watching his matches. Um, even in AEW, but right that Royal Rumble where Batista won it, everybody was anticipated number 30 being Daniel Bryan. However, it wound up being Rey Mysterio Jr. People booed Rey Mysterio Jr. at that Royal Rumble just because he wasn't Daniel Bryan. But yes, I mean he was. I mean, because even a little before that, this is towards the ruthless aggression era. John Cena, you had your let's go Cena, Cena sucks, whatever. Daniel Bryan was that true babyface. Like even when you watch SmackDown, Raw, whatever, even during the whole what was it, the Triple H thing? Yeah, I'll get to that in a minute, but well, messed up my train of thought there. Um, but from that, what do they call it, uh, the the takeover of Triple H where he kept the world title, whatever. You watch the tapings, you go to the arenas. Triple H when he came out was still cheered. Randy Orton, heel babyface, cheered. Uh, name it, whatever heel was, if there was a name, they were cheered. Daniel Bryan was the only one to get the fans was over enough as a babyface to get the fans to boo Triple H from the time he walked to the arena or out from his music hit. People started booing. Randy Orton's music hit when he faced Daniel Bryan. His his music hit. Fans booed. That's called a baby. That's called true blue. Everybody loves this babyface. We don't care who you send out. We're cheering this guy. And right now, Cody Rhodes, in my opinion, is that guy. So don't change anything. Don't make it a three-way. Any of that bullshit. Let him go against Seth Rollins. Beat Seth Rollins, or if if it's Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre at Elimination Chamber, let Drew win. Let Seth take care of his injuries. Have Cody beat Drew McIntyre. Let him keep the title. Let him beat people. Me personally, that's people might not like that opinion of it, but let because like I said, they've been wanting Roman Reigns and The Rock for a long time now at WrestleMania. It's been brewing. What was it? A month ago, give or take. Uh, The Rock appeared on was it Raw, and he asked the fans that hey, I'm thinking about getting something to eat. Should I sit in the booth? Should I sit at the bar? Or should I sit at the head of the table? People cheered. The paying audience cheered. And this match is going to. I know WrestleMania has already sold a lot of tickets, but they're gonna sell a few more now, just because of that match. That is a marquee money match, and I said it when Rock said his line about sitting at the head of the table. Me personally, I wish they did wait until next year, but they said this year. Fine, go ahead, have it, get it done. Um, it's not gonna hurt Cody Rhodes. Just doing it instead of going on interviews, Pat McAfee, dogging fans. But I guess you're going to play that heel, but don't be so much of that Hollywood guy. Because trust me, uh, I kind of keep up with other pop culture and movies and stuff like that, and the news, and listen to other people's opinions. And the one thing Hollywood people will do now, because they're doing stupid things, is blame fans. Hey, it's not the fans' fault that you produce this crappy stuff. But let's hope he doesn't get that attitude. Start, whining about the paying customers, unless he's doing to be a heel. Just say it right, just let that out there right now. But he's got to accept that role now. He's going to be the heel going to this match now. Uh, and I feel, yes, Roman needs to go over. Uh, but yeah, like I said, let let Cody face and beat either Seth Rollins or Drew McIntyre, whoever. I don't even know if that match is going to take Drew against Seth is going to take place at Elimination Chamber or not. But if it does, whoever wins and faces Cody Rhodes. Let him win the title. Uh, or it might be there's another monkey in the ranch right now. There's Damian Priest, who's Mr. Money in the Bank. Who knows what he might end up doing or planning for him right now. There seems to be a huge monkey wrench drawn in everything, but apparently The Rock said, "Hey, I'm ready for this match this year." But like I said, let him have it. Let Roman go over, um, and we can get to the fantasy booking of this match later on. But let's get to the point at hand. Like I said, let Cody beat Seth, have a long lengthy run. Uh, and we'll let next year handle next year. One things I was thinking about is like, go ahead, definitely Roman has to go over the Rock. Um, Cody wins, loses, whatever, or Cody wins the belt. Come next year, Royal Rumble. Say, look, you know, nothing against this belt and the people who sell this championship, but I have a story I want to finish. Um, Everybody knows what happened last year. Everybody knows what happened the year before that. I'm tossing my name into the Royal Rumble. Let them win the Royal Rumble. Now the big question is, what are you going to do about that championship? We're going to have another unification, whatever. Maybe not. Cody, being Mr. Professional, over babyface, say, look, Elimination Chamber is up. I'll be at ringside. Whoever wins Elimination Chamber next year, I'm talking about next year, not this year, of course. Next year, when Cody's the champion, world heavyweight champion, said, look, whoever wins his Elimination Chamber, I'll gladly hand that belt over to them. And that way he can go after Roman Reigns and finish the big story or whatever. But yeah, let it simmer. Let Cody keep getting over. Um, and yes, like Joe said here, they changed it for Brian, and what happened? He had to hand over the belt less than a month. Yeah, that's because of the other subject in hand, injuries. He had his injuries, and guess what? He had to give it up. That sucks. Now, if he didn't win a championship, he had an injury, rehab, whatever, got better, entered the next year's Royal Rumble, came back babyface again, uh, ready to go, wins the Rumble that following year, and beat Triple H, Randy Orton, Batista, whoever the hell. Um, that following year, money. I mean, you just don't have to change. Look at Kofi Mania. They changed a few things. He had one match where everybody started cheering him. Where I think he replaced Mustafa Ali in a match. He had a good showing. People started getting behind him. Kofi Mania. He wins the belt over Daniel Bryan of all people. What? A couple months later, people started souring on him. Didn't keep getting behind him or anything else. And well, I mean, of course, they won when he lost against Brock Lesnar in 2 seconds. But look at Kofi. Look at Brock. Brock don't get paid by the hour. He's making the big money. He draws a whole lot more than Kofi Kingston. As a single, Kofi and New Day, they do well for well as a draw as a team. But Brock Lesnar, he's Brock freaking Lesnar. Uh, Joking. And the days he had the belt will add more to the story. Yes, let Roman keep it longer, for another year. It's not going to hurt a freaking thing. Um, then finally, let it happen. Let Cody win the Royal Rumble, get in the match, then, defeat Roman Reigns. Finally, Roman's beat everybody, including The Rock. Now you got, like I said, right now, the biggest babyface since Daniel Bryan, Cody Rhodes, finally wins the title after years of chasing it. I mean, um, this is this old school stuff. I mean, babyfaces get over by chasing, heels get over by keeping it. Um, I forgot who said that. Probably the same person said, babyfaces go over on their back, heels go over on their feet. Don't sound right, but basically, babyfaces go over by getting cheated out of a victory. Heels uh, get over by cheating to win. But like I said, that's my hot take. And of course, everybody's like it, like a. I'm pretty sure people are asking that. Why this year? Why this year? Could they have waited? Um, why couldn't they have done it last year, a year before last? I have no clue. I mean, I have my hunch. Yeah, there's this little thing called a strike, Screen Actors Guild, writer strike that happened, and it pushed a lot of production back. Like I said, I kind of keep up with some of this news, but it pushed a lot of things back, and I'm pretty sure it pushed a lot of Dwayne Johnson projects back. Not to say that he's let's just say Black Adam flopped. Uh, that Hobbs and Shaw movie, I actually watched it recently. Wasn't bad. It's just a action movie. I don't think it did well. The uh, the Jungle Cruise movie, I think that flopped, but I think they could. I think that was one of those they blamed the COVID. Um, he's not been striking it big in the box office here late. He's had a couple movies on. I think there's one movie him and Ryan Reynolds and Gail Gadot was in. That was a Netflix uh, produced movie, I guess. That was decent, but it was on Netflix. It was a Netflix deal. Uh, Not sure if it did well for Netflix, but this little thing right here, the uh, the Screen Actors Guild, that pushed a few projects back a little bit. So I'm pretty sure now that he's on the board of uh, TK or TKO Enterprise, wherever it's called, uh, he needs a payday, and this is be a good payday for him. Um, Especially when this thing went on and pushed a lot of things back. And when you get a lot of flops, that's what kind of happens too. Um, and Dwayne is kind of changed his tune about a couple other things, kind of trying to win a few people back over, at least half the country, you know. But that's for other people to talk about. This ain't part of this show. We're talking about wrestling, but this is part of entertaining. This is part of the Rock's uh, deal. But yeah, like I said, let's keep the match as it is. Hey, throw a swerve in there. Say it's going to be a non-title match. That way, it'll make people think the Rock is going to win, and still have Roman take over. Just popped in my head too. Well, it didn't really pop in my head. It popped in my head days ago. But like I said, we can basically I'm saying Roman wins, but uh, the bloodline turns heel, but then don't or Jimmy Uso and Solo turn on Roman, but that will make Roman a babyface. I believe Roman's going to be the babyface in this match. uh, that's something they've been dying and trying to get happen for a long time, and but you know what? Cody's just a bigger babyface right now. Um, this match has happened. Keep it happening. Excuse me. And keep things where it is. Don't change it. Don't say Cody's still in this match. He's just gonna be a special referee. No, let's. This is the match. You wanted it. After making Cody look like an idiot in the Royal Rumble ending and pointing at Roman Reigns, saying, "Hey, it's on. I'm right here choosing you right now." Um, yeah, sucks CM Punk got injured, but hey, you have plenty of people take CM Punk's spot. You had Drew McIntyre. You can have Sami turn heel, or they could have a babyface match. Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins. Um, Jey Uso. I mean, but looks like they're gonna have Jey Uso get Gunther in the Elimination Chamber at WrestleMania. Um, I mean, you could have LA Knight flip over, join Raw, and maybe go, or you could have had Damian Priest is still your Money in the Bank winner. He can jump in there and which I think that was my armchair fanboy bullshit uh Booker armchair Booker deal, fancy booking. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. And had maybe whoever wins, CM Punk against Seth Rollins when that match was thought to be taking place. Have Damian Priest kill the mood and cash in that Money in the Bank and win the championship. Um, but yeah, like I said, there was plenty of people to take CM Punk's spot, but this is what they choose. Y'all stick with it, and like I said, it's gonna be a money match. People get over it. You got your, and let's face it, some of these people who make little threats to people on Twitter, on social media. Look, if they're doing it, turn them in. There are people who get uh, caught, found out, uh, given threats on social media. They get arrested and thrown in jail. Some of them are little kids, preteen, whatever kids. They get mommy a date or their own phone, uh, make a fake Twitter account, and then troll around the Twitterverse or X or Facebook or wherever or TikTok, whatever, and just make comments to people. You're gonna have that. It's been going on for years. Uh, I'm pretty sure there's things that could be done about it, but I'm not a tech guy. I can't tell you what they can do. Um, Instead, I mean, let's check, mailing your ID or taking a picture of your ID to send to them, and gosh, who knows who you're gonna be sending your ID to? Um, So that's kind of that'll be kind of a scary proposition there. Um, but yeah, like I said, let it happen. Let them have their match. They've been wanting this. Um, and whatever happens, happens. And I'm pretty sure, like I said, it's gonna get a lot of eyeballs, get a lot of butts and seats. It's gonna happen. If you don't like it, get over it. Um, and just enjoy the show. Enjoy the story. Have fun with it. No use of being. I hate this word. I hate the word toxic. Don't be toxic. Nah, don't be an asshole. You know. Yes, go out there. Say Rocky sucks. You're still gonna buy a ticket. You're still gonna watch. Um, numbers don't lie. Numbers get fudged a little bit, but the numbers they can't fudge don't lie. They draw big ratings. This, like I said, they had a lot of shared media on this on social media. Got a lot of views. And the whole "We Want Cody" thing, it was trending. Now whether that's was heavily influenced by the same people who pipe in noises, that's not for me to say. Um, Maybe I should have a wrestling conspiracy theories, but that's enough of that subject. Uh, the one subject I was wanting to get to last week, didn't get to because we were just all bullshitting all over the place. Kind of went away from night. Kind of went away from us, and plus I was like, oh, I was god awful tired. I had a long ass week last week. Um, but anyway, I was wanting to talk about. Speaking of which, injuries in pro wrestling. Right now, you're seeing a lot of people with the injury bug. Um, and the one thing that kind of intrigued me this thing, Leo Rush sent out a tweet. Uh, I did have it, copy, but I think I accidentally deleted it. That's that's what I do sometimes. Uh, Save things and delete them. But he was talking about the injuries in wrestling, and maybe there should be time off. Well, if you look at the schedule now, even WWE schedule, uh, they don't wrestle every night of the week. Now, back when I started watching wrestling, and I think even before that, watch the shoot interviews. They'll tell you they wrestle just about every night a week, sometimes twice on Sunday. Um, when the Rock and Wrestling Hulkamania thing was going on, they had they had three towns running a night. Of course, A crew, B crew, and C crew, but that whole three crews be wrestling every night of the week. Um, Crocker Promotions, they were wrestling every night of the week. And you just didn't see a whole lot of injuries like you do now. And it's very intriguing. I mean, like, CM Punk, CM Punk, you probably just call that father time. And, you know, 8 years, the 8 year, 7, 8 year vacation he did have before he went to AEW. Didn't look like he was probably. I know he did MMA, did a UFC. I think there's a couple times where he was injured in training before the first fight took place. I'll have to look that up, but like I said, there's a few times. I think there was a couple. He had a couple injuries then, just in training. Then, of course, he had the two fights. Didn't fare too well. But then after that, I guess he commentated UFC. I'm pretty sure he would train a little bit, but Punk was never a body guy. And like I said, and now he comes. I've kind of made a. Somebody posted that CM Punk got injured. It's like, well, That's kind of his MO right there. It's like him and I hate to say it again, Brian Danielson or Daniel Bryan. Uh, 4 or 5 every 4 or 5 matches, or every 2 to 5 matches, they get injured. I mean, call it father time. Daniel Bryan, a little bit of father time, and being kind of injury prone to begin with, uh, and all that good stuff. And he's a little safer, but not that much safer. He'll do the dives and everything else, and yes, it's definitely hurt him. But recently you had Charlotte. She got injured. Now she don't get injured often, uh, but she did take a little time off, and she is an athlete. I believe she was a high school college volleyball player. Uh, you can tell she's definitely an athlete. Uh, and of course in AEW, I mean, good gosh, you got Kenny Omega hurt. Uh, Jamie Hayter, she's been. When's the last time she's even wrestled? She's been hurt for the last 2 years. Uh, their bread and butter, their top guy, or what they thought it was the top guy, MJF. He's hurt, and he's also making a movie, but he's also injured. Uh, Ray Phoenix injured. Adam Cole injured. He got injured from stepping, just jumping off a ramp. That's it. Not doing a move, just almost kind of, how a lot of people, just hop off the back of a truck or something like that, or hop off a ladder or uh, a deck or something like that. Basically, that's all he did, and he wound up messing up his ACL or something like that. And of course, like I said, Daniel Bryan, he just got back from an injury. Again, think it's more father time with him and CM Punk. Maybe Adam Cole too. I'm not sure how old Adam Cole is. Um, but yeah, these guys just stay, and there's that again. What they do in the ring looks all cool and everything, but man, people get injured a lot in AEW. Uh, and here's I mean, some people who wrestle on Wednesday night don't wrestle on Friday or Saturdays. Sometimes they might. I think Orange Cassidy, he's got a match Friday and Saturday. And when they do wrestle twice, they make it a big deal. Oh my gosh, Orange Cassidy wrestling not once but twice this week. It's like, I mean, me being an old school fan, I'm like, yeah. And I think some of these, I don't think, I'm not quite sure. I think they tried to do some house shows. Not heard of many house shows, but and I know WWE they'll do a house show, a Raw house show, SmackDown house show in a week on the weekends. So you talking about these the major league companies right here? They wrestle what, twice a week, some maybe 3 times a week. Better than you know all week. Now I know some of them have the freedom to take indie bookings. If you're if Tony Khan is paying me, let's just say, let's just throw a number out, 2-3 million a year. Why would you take an indie booking? Go out there, be fresh and ready to go. But that could be part of the deal, though, too. I mean, it got me a little intrigued. Um, like I said, there's Adam Cole. Uh, that's the former pitcher of the Atlanta Braves, John Smoltz. He was one of the during the '90s. He was on that squad with Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine, uh, the big three aces of the Atlanta Braves at the time. Also became a closer. He had Tommy John surgery. Became a closer. Became a starter again. Still, still kill. I mean, killing batters. Um, still had wicked stuff. Then had another Tommy John surgery, and that was kind of pretty much downhill after that. And if I ain't mistaken, it's got to be changed by now. Somebody, I I think somebody said on, I forgot what, some post or something like that, that he's the only Tommy John, or somebody who's got Tommy John surgery in the Hall of Fame right now. That can't be right. But anyway, very dominant pitcher. There's a local sports talk radio show. I want to say it was 92.9 The Game, that he was on. And at the time, there was a lot of young pitchers who were having to get this Tommy John surgery. And he kind of made a statement. It's like, you know what? His words were, you know what? These guys, they hit the gym, they look good, but he also, he mentioned it. He said, hey, these guys, they look good walking in the beach, but are they really baseball trained? Are they really in shape for the sport they are doing? Which kind of makes sense. I mean, you got your drills. Anybody who's played any kind of sports, baseball, basketball, football, there's drills that even the pros will still do from, little league till if they make pro or whatever. They do some of these same drills and stuff like that to get their body coordinated. Uh, I think some of that it's got to be to avoid, injuries and get their body used to what their sport need, what their function in the sport has to happen. So that made a lot of sense right there. And like I said, he said, hey, a lot of these guys, they look good on the beach. Hey, like wrestlers now. A lot of these guys, great bodies, male and females, that probably look good walking on the beach, but are they really in shape to be pro wrestlers? And there's that deal too where they do a lot of more crazy stuff than they did back in the day. Seth Rollins, he's done backflips thousands of times, but just that one time cost his knee to buckle. He's had, back problems supposedly this year. Um, then I listened to another interview with Ted DiBiase. Now Ted DiBiase wasn't about, didn't have the abs, looked like he was in good shape, whatever, but um, didn't have, he said in the interview, uh, he wasn't a body guy, but the question was asked to him. It's like, what was your diet and exercise, procedures as you were on the road? And he was like, huh? uh, go to the store, get a bag of chips, meat sticks, and I forgot what else he said. Beer. Yeah. Lots of beer. And he said, yeah, he was, see, DiBiase, Ted DiBiase was a athlete before he became a pro wrestler. He played, you know, uh, played football, pretty sure in middle school, junior high, high school, and college. So he was a athlete. Um, then got into pro wrestling, and except for the injury, I mean, I'm pretty sure all those guys had their nagging injuries, uh, but nothing really major. I mean, Ted DiBiase was a major name in pro wrestling, and he even before he became the $1 million man, Mid South, Georgia. I think that's the big two. I remember him wrestling in. Probably Kansas City too. Maybe because they were thinking about grooming him for being the world champion at one time, but which he would have been a great NWA world champion, I think. Because he could, even in territories, heel, babyface, heel, babyface. He kind of did it all. Great wrestler in the ring, but he wasn't a body guy. But he was an athlete, and when Teddy DiBiase was talking about what his regimen was, he said, "Well, I know my way around the gym. I'm, I was a legit athlete, played football, and all that. Um, so that kind of got me thinking too. It's like, uh, how many of these guys and girls were legit athletes? Like I said, Charlotte Flair was a legit athlete. Play volleyball, gymnastics, stuff like that. Uh, Another name came to mind that's not really had a major injury is AJ Styles. Except for last few years, because again, father time. He's been doing this for years, so of course he's going to get a little more injured now, but uh, stayed in shape. I think when he came back from an ankle injury, he was probably a little, and there was a few times he was, uh, I don't want to say out of shape, but wasn't the definitely wasn't rookie AJ Styles with the abs and everything else. But he never really had a major injury, except for last couple of years with the ankles and everything. Um, but look at how AJ Russell too. Uh, he takes those he takes those high risk maneuvers, the flips, the dives. Look at his TNA matches, and when he could, I mean, I know TNA didn't work every night, uh, but he still stayed in shape, barred injuries, without having to work every night. Then, of course, when his TNA deal went out, he was every weekend, Ring of Honor, Japan, wherever, still getting it going. WWE, uh, still killing it. I mean, I think they did I think he did start slowing down some of those moves, uh, but still, man, he would do crazy bumps. I mean, this little bumps that made his opponent look good. Uh, the Royal Rumble match, just that high, backdrop from Roman Reigns. He got high up in the air and did like a little crash landing. This to make it look that much better. That's like him or hate him. That's AJ Styles. He's gonna take some crazy bumps. And this is this crazy that Darby. I mean, I watched that match last night with uh, Sting, Darby Allin against Big Bill and Ricky Starks. Here's little 125 pounds soaking wet. Darby Allin taking boss man slams from Big Bill on the floor. Yes, I have a mat there, but I don't think I would want to take a big boss man slam still on the floor because it's still concrete below that. Uh, got thin mat, concrete. That's it. If anybody's wrestling in high school or college, whatever, kind of the same matting. Those things didn't feel good. Being tossed around a little bit. I mean, yeah, that's a point I'm trying to make. It's like, how is Darby Allin not crippled yet? How has he not had a major injury yet? Is beyond. I mean, that dude. Uh, he is definitely. I hate to say it. I mean, not hate to say it, but he is this generation's Mick Foley. He will take a crazy bump and somehow walk away from it. How? I have no idea. And of course, uh, taking those crazy bumps did shorten Mick Foley. Right when he was in the WWE, starting to really getting over it. Dude can talk and everything else. Uh, and Mick Foley was over as hell with the fans. Uh, or like we like to say, over like Rover with the fans. Uh, and he still took those bumps, had the death matches and stuff like that. But uh, you can tell it was especially when ECW and when he came into WWE, that just wasn't a limp for gimmick. That slow walk, creepy walk, whatever, and hunched over and all that. That wasn't just for gimmick reasons. That's because that dude was in pain. How Darby Allin is not in that shape yet. What does Scott Steiner used to call himself? A genetic freak. Um, that could be Dar, and I like Dar. I mean, uh, Darby Allin is definitely one of my favorite ones to watch on AEW. And that dude will, I mean, not only will he uh, take crazy bumps to make his opponent look good. I mean, not just to show off, but to make his opponents look good, do and sell it. I mean, he is, like I said, uh, probably right now the greatest bumper and seller right going on right now, pound for pound. AEW, WWE don't matter. He's that guy. uh, he is definitely that dude. You want to make look like a $1 billion? Wrestle Darby Allin. Heck, even if he's the one getting you over, he'll still make you look like $1 million. Kind of like AJ. AJ made a lot of people look good. His stuff always looked good. Um, and knew how to sell and everything else. And he did the dives. Uh, doesn't do as much. Like like I said, right now he's in the tail end of his career. He's probably gonna retire. Rumor has it anyway that he's gonna retire pretty soon. Hold on a second. But he's still taking high backdrops, still doing a bump the ropes. Okay, I'm not just gonna fall. I want to make this look good. I want to freaking hot shot myself. Throat hits the freaking ropes, man. That could be a neck injury that's waiting to happen. But then again, AJ played football. I think he did gymnastics as well, obviously. But I think he played football in junior college. Um, so yeah, that dude he's actually played other sports. Now Adam Cole, I'm not sure what kind of other sports he ever did. Um, CM Punk, again, another guy I don't think had a extensive athletic background. Martial arts training at the uh, Walmart shops building studio number 2. Um, let's see here. Da-da-da. Well, I mean, okay. According to this, he take karate lessons as a kid, competed in wrestling at the high school level, but quit his senior year to take a job and start his in ring training. Um, but a lot of times, I mean, he definitely does not look body wise, cosmetic wise, as he did in NXT. Definitely not his rookie years. Um, even in Ring of Honor, doesn't look like the dude's been to the gym in a while. Does just hey, he did visit that gym when him and MJF was having that bromance, but other than that, uh, let's see. And like I said, there's just a lot of people who how I mean, I ain't saying you just gotta be a former athlete or a legit athlete to avoid injuries. I mean, maybe could be, when I mean, if anybody's watching this is is actually trained to be a pro wrestler, let me know. I'm definitely very interested in this, but I do believe they give you drills to teach you how to take the bumps and how to land properly and stuff like that. Is it because once you get trained and start wrestling, do you kind of quit doing those drills? Do you or is it straight to the gym, work a match after you do your initial training? I mean, maybe that's something that it needs to be looked into. I mean, I know WWE's got their performance center and they have nutritionists. Make sure they look good. It's like, hey, maybe it's time to uh, maybe get these guys and girls, going back and doing these drills. Uh, maybe before the show, everybody comes in, performs performs their drills, go to the gym, whatever they need to do, uh, just so these injuries don't happen. Um, I mean, I could be wrong. Just like I said, I'm I have no clue. I'm just throwing things out now. I mean, it sucks. I mean, you talking about careers ended or uh, you know, look right here. You had a whole big event storyline change because a guy got injured. Even though, like I said, you know, there would have been plenty of people to take that spot, but it is what it is. But there's got to be a way to kind of help avoid. I mean, especially right now, it's like you're not working every night like you were. Maybe those days off, take take some responsibility. Go in and I mean, I know these guys, they'll stretch and do all that stuff, but go through those drills some more. Do those frontward rolls, backward rolls, hit the ropes. Um, the I don't know what the drills are called. Just seen on TV where the person just ran in the middle of the rings and took a flat back bump. Um, safely, everything in the right spot to take that bump, or to absorb the punishment. I don't know. I mean, like I said, uh, and it could be. I mean, like I said, it could be some of the things they do too. It's like, do you really? Did you really need to do that moonsault that night? Do you need to do dives every freaking night? Um, it's like, okay, you want to please the fans, you want to do a dive, find a safer dive for you and the opponent. Um, Not everybody has to do a dive. Uh, keep it, kind of keep it at a minimum. You know, ha, one of the things that uh, not everybody, and not you gotta have diversity in your matches. Yeah, you'll have a couple matches here. It's gonna have your acrobatics, doing some brawling, safe brawling. Don't need a dive. There's no reason for uh, Ivar of the Viking Raiders to be doing moonsaults. Looks good one time you see it. Don't need to do it too many times. Uh, and of course, that's what supposedly why back in what was it '93 or whatever when Bill Watts came to WCW, he got rid of the top rope moves. Yeah, and AEW, I mean they take crazy every freaking match. Ended up on the outside, diving. First match had a table spot. Why was there a table spot? Uh, no need for it. Go in there and work a 25-minute. I hate, spoiler alert. Uh, the first match of the night, if you go back and watch it, ended up a 25-minute draw. If you work a 25-minute match without having it look like a video game, um, I watched, like I said, I've been watching wrestling since 8, 9 years old, and I can probably count a couple of times where I was watching a match and it kind of went ooh, kind of flinched a little bit. But now it's like watching AEW and watch what these people do. I mean, you got the apron spots now. Everybody wants to do apron spots. The hardest part of the freaking ring. It's like, okay, it's cool, it's nice, but does everybody have to do one? But this, like I said, another subject as far as having to work because, I'm not a wrestler. I just, it just seems like somebody would finally tell these guys. I mean, look at FTR, too. Now they've had their injuries. And of course, they quit to tape shit up and go back right at it. But uh, and I think Dax had some knee, they had some nagging injuries that had to get healed up, but nothing too. I mean, one of them pretty seriously. Cash Wheeler, when he ripped his this slicing his almost this wrist right there on the ring post. Freak accident, but that was just a freak accident. That wasn't because crazy dive or anything, crazy spot or anything like that. It's just one of those deals. But they don't do a whole lot of crazy. They do enough bumping, enough tiptoes, especially if they're a heel, to make the match look good. Uh, Another one of my favorite matches of last year was the 1 hour match. Uh, FTR against I believe it was Juice Robinson and um, uh, Jay White, but not too many dives, nothing too serious, not too many flips. Ray Phoenix, you know, cool to watch. One of my favorites to watch, but dang, he's injured now. He's caused an injury. Um, just doing a lot of crazy stuff. But it does, like I said, it is a different subject for a different time about how everybody's got to do it. But anyway, that's my deal about injuries, and my thoughts on it. Maybe there's ways to curb it. Maybe just do the more drills, slow things down. If you watching it and you see 100 dives, look at the guy you or girl you're wrestling. Go, hey, remember what we called a bunch of dives? Let's eliminate all those. They just did like 25 of them. Um, Nothing against the dives; they're cool as hell to watch. I pop, but sometimes let's let's quit getting injured. Like I say, you got what's his face out in AEW, Kenny Omega. He's supposed to be one of your. This is supposed to be his, you know, prime years of shining and being an American audience, being a top guy, and now, how long has he's been gone since you know, that's happened, and in the last couple of years because of injuries. Um, but anyway, like I said, enough of that stuff. What? Oops. What? What are your thoughts? I'm screwing up everything. Anyway, chat me up. What are your thoughts on all this? Anything else I need to hit on? Any questions? Class, any questions? Actually, I do got a question. Um, I'm thinking about doing either another live stream or making another um, recorded show. Um, Let me throw a couple towels at you. Wrestling Gold Tuesday night. Does that sound good? Or maybe Wrestling Gold Friday night. Thinking the concept in my mind. I don't know if I want to do another live show, or do another taping. Because one of the things I kind of want to do is do on this live stream too is talk about some classic wrestling. I know last week, sorry folks, I did screw up. Just like I said, I've been real busy. I didn't get to watch any any Memphis wrestling from 1986. I wanted to, just got too busy, didn't get around doing it. But and I knew by Monday that A lot of time it's going to be taken talking about The Rock and Roman Reigns. Uh, and I want to hit on the injury subject that I didn't hit on last week. Of course, I kind of just hopefully, hopefully I made my good. Hopefully, I made some good points about the injuries and ways to avoid it. Like I said, I've never been an in-ring guy, so if you ever been an in-ring person, like I said, chat me up, educate me. I want to know. I legitimately want to know. Uh, what's the deal? But um, but yes, I am thinking about doing. I know I do my classic wrestling reminiscing. Not often. Maybe I just. I was thinking about today because uh, had to do the long drive to South Carolina back. So when you're in a vehicle by yourself, you got a lot of time to think about stuff. And one of the things I was like, man, and I sort of stealing the name a little bit. There used to be I think it's still, they still have it. One of the, speaking of which, country radio stations used to have this show called Country Gold Saturday Night, which at the time they would play old Merle Haggard, Conway Twitty, um, uh, uh, Porter Wagner, people like that. I don't know if they still have it or not, or they have somewhat of. So I was thinking in my head, what about Wrestling Gold? Can't be Saturday night because uh, I'm either doing stuff with friends, family, or going to an indie show on Saturday night. So Sunday, come on, not a religious guy, but gosh, Sunday is a good day to kind of just chill. Get my wits about me, do laundry, chores. Uh, I do got a real job, so I got to do work reports, get those turned in, make and do my time and expenses and stuff like that. That goes along with doing that real job. So that's usually by Sunday, I try to have everything done by 11 or 12 o'clock. That way, the rest of the day is I'm chilling. Um, I'm on the couch watching movies or watching YouTube videos. Um, but like I said, I was in a vehicle by myself. But like I said, if you're in a vehicle for a long trip, and sometimes or or if you gotta drive to Atlanta every day, uh, you got a lot of time to sit and think in your car by yourself. And that's one of the things I was thinking about. It's like, should I do a live show just focused on classic wrestling? Uh, like I said, call it, Country Gold, or Country Gold, excuse me. Wrestling Gold Friday night. I think it's definitely going to have to be a Tuesday. See, I don't really want to do Tuesday because Tuesday I do the trivia. And like I said, I'm going to try to get back doing regular, like I was doing before, every week. Uh, at least the Raw and Dynamite um, recaps. I want to get back doing SmackDown too. Gosh, kind of puts myself in a hard spot here. Um, I mean, maybe I can do it. Except for I'm not going to do it on Sunday night, and it doesn't sound right. Wrestling Gold Sunday afternoon. Um, yeah, really haven't been watching. I watched Raw, watched Dynamite. Um, trying to think. Been watching Las Vegas, old episodes of that. But and usually that's been kind of slack on that because I've been trying to catch up on the wrestling stuff and do the wrestling videos. Excuse me. But yeah, anyway, um, so that's something to think about. Uh, maybe I'll do a maybe I, you know, thinking here. Maybe a once a month, wrestling gold Friday night. Just take a year, take a promotion from 1 year or a few years or a few months of a year. Talk about it, uh, or do watch-alongs and stuff like that. Um, Ken, are you still there, by the way? I sort of. Somebody actually asked me if I bought you the retro Nintendo system yet, and I said no. Sorry, I'm going off another tangent here. Um, Tangent, excuse me. Um, somebody actually Peter Bread. I don't guess Peter Bread is here tonight. She asked me, it's like, have you bought your sister uh the I think she was talking about the Switch first. I guess she thought I was going to buy you a Switch. I'm like, no. And I said, no, I think she actually wanted the classic NES system, retro system. Um, I was like, no. And she was like, why not? I'm like, I ain't fucking buying her that shit. And she was like, uh, buy it. You should buy it for her. I'm like, no. But then I, sit there and thought about it. I said, look, if I ever get this YouTube thing monetized, the first thing I will buy, once I get however many followers and stuff like that, to where I can make some money, the first thing it might take me a couple months of saving up, but the first thing I will buy will be Karen a wherever she wanted, the retro Nintendo or the Twitch or Switch. That'll be the first thing I buy with YouTube money. So yes, if you're watching this, and God, do y'all know how much I don't like spending money? And when I start making money doing something else, and I got spending on somebody, I'm willing to get this if it helps get this thing kicking and going. Yes, you'll see me spend money and buy somebody else something, not myself. I mean, I know I'm not friends in there that know me. Let everybody know how much I don't like. I would like to make lots of money, but I don't like spending money. Um, but yeah, that's a little bit by myself. But yeah, one of the things I am thinking about is either doing another live stream or just another video of uh, focus primarily on classic wrestling. Uh, you know, it'll probably be more stuff I did grow up with, so um, stuff from the '70s and stuff like that. I'm probably not going to cover too much because I'm not just the stuff I watched or stuff I read when I was a kid. When I first started watching wrestling, then people mention names, and find somehow I found information. Then later on, when uh, this thing called the internet was invented, um, yes, boys and girls, I was alive before the internet. Um, the internet came along, then you kind of finally got to read about stuff and read about people, and of course, the shooter interviews with people was great. Uh, Karen says wrestling gold Friday night. That does have a better ring to it than Tuesday or country or take two. That take three. Wrestling gold Friday night sounds a whole lot better, and this, you know, it comes off the lips so smoothly than wrestling gold Tuesday night. So yeah, wrestling go Friday night. See, I can always DVR Smack because I'll, in case you don't know, I'll when I was really, on stuff, I'll, watch as much as Raw I can Monday night. Have it DVR'd and watch the rest Tuesday. Record a video and let it go. Wednesdays, I was able to watch all the Dynamite. Then Thursdays, record a video and upload it. So, um, I this ain't been prompt on watching it then recording a video. Then maybe I need to learn how to do that. Or kind of like I was actually trying. Don't mean to talk about myself anymore. Uh, for my job at home my job, I was had a couple of young pups, young guys, and I some things were kind of falling in the cracks and things like that. And I said, guys, routine is a wonderful thing. Find a routine, keep with it, and stuff like that. No matter what you do, whether it's any of you folks go to the gym, go to the gym. You got your leg day, chest day, uh, whatever day. You got your routine. Either you get up, butt crack of dawn, hit the gym, go to work, whatever, or get up, go to work, hit the gym, go home. But the gym is definitely in your daily routine. Uh, and I learned as I gotten older. I think I'm naturally I like routine, even though with my job is kind of hard to keep a routine, especially personal life. But as far as tasks or you know to speak of are concerned, if you have a routine on how to do things and you keep that routine, it's like the drills I was talking about for sports and pro wrestling. You keep those routines, and then eventually this automatic muscle work. It kind of falls into place. Had no problem just keeping with it. So maybe I need to start my new routine of figure out how I can. I'm pretty sure it's not hard to do. A lot of things that has to do with the visuals because I don't know how if I should admit this, but you know, as far as the pictures, I usually wait till the day after. That's when WWE or AEW.com will have pictures on their website. Then I, you know, right click, save image as, then put them on my videos. Haven't quite. I did try it a little bit of actually getting the scenes, but uh, I think they caught up with me. And there's actually I made a short one time, and they kept saying copyright infringement stuff like that, so it wouldn't upload or anything like that. Well, it would upload, but you know, uh, it just wouldn't look good on your whatever record. So I deleted it completely, changed it, still the same thing. Try and change this little thing, that little thing, um, and whatnot. So I usually wait till the next day where I can get images and put the images with the video, and maybe I mean I probably I can still record it, then upload the images. Maybe start getting up way earlier than I usually do and do it that way. But um, that's my sleeping habits are a different subject. Which my sleeping habits are really not really a habit. If I do get some sleep, that's a good that's a good thing. Something don't happen too often. Anyway, speaking of sleeping and everything else, I think I'm gonna close out the show for this week. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate everybody joining the chat, watching me live. If you watch this, the recording, uh, again, appreciate you guys and girls watching as well. And where was I going with that? Just being appreciative, I guess. But yeah, next week we figure out what's going on in the news today. Maybe I can squeeze in. Maybe I'll just get the two biggest things and just leave everything else alone, and maybe focus on some kind of classic wrestling stuff. I know the first couple of shows I had, I definitely uh, talked about angles and stuff like that, um, but yeah, definitely maybe next week I'll squeeze in some more classic wrestling stuff. But yeah, uh, haven't decided yet. Maybe leave a comment if you're watching this live, of course. Leave a comment. What do you think? Should I do it live? Should I just do a recording? Or somehow figure out watch along? And the people who watch it later, the recording, uh, let me know what you think. Should I do it live? Uh, I maybe like some kind of watch along or discussion and of a few things and go along from there. I had a few concepts in my mind, um, but you know how that goes. This sounds good, that sounds good, uh, and all that good stuff. But anyway, hopefully everybody enjoy this show. Like I said, let me do the usual spiel here. Uh, Leave a comment about all the questions I've asked, of course. Leave a like, share with friends, and be a champ. Hit that subscribe button. Until next week, everybody have a good one. Uh, Totally screwed that up too. Everybody take it easy and have a good one.